Hey, free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. Today, I want to showcase something that this is not discovered by me. This was discovered by Nikoni. I probably discovered about like 30% of things that I talk about on this channel. Okay, anyway, so he came up with a very important strategy that I think moving forward could possibly tweak the current tanky meta in a certain direction, and that direction is going to be the shield direction. Now, I mean, it's not new. People have been using Laura, people have been using Abigail, Clara, a lot of these aspects with the shield effects, but because we are talking about Ptah, okay, Ptah has a very special shielding effect, very much similar to what's her face, the snowboarding girl, I forgot her name. So they all have their own kind of shielding effects. Now let's take a look at Ptah and why I think Ptah is probably a really good esper in the end game PvP. So let's take a look. Now what I want you guys to see is that we currently have this shield, right? Okay, now Clara, she's gonna push our AP a little bit, give us a thicker shield. Okay, so we have this shield, and look at what happens when we use Ptah's second skill, Force Barrier. Gain standout for 2 turns, and grants, I'm at R6 right now. I know. Grants Ang's Blessing to her teammate, except for herself for 2 turns, and Ang's Blessing, the shield is 24% of her max HP. So if we use this, take a look at what happens. We actually gain another shield on top of our actual shield. So if you didn't already notice, our white color portion was moved to the left a little bit, and that's because we have this new purple shield over there. And now the reason why these two shields can stack, and they do stack, is because one is a silver rim buff and the other is your normal buff, your normal shield effect. So over here, yes, I know our shield is rather small because her HP is not that great, but because we have two different kinds of shield buffs, they actually stack, and this is probably going to be a very big deal moving forward in terms of point war, because what you guys understand is that in point war, shield effects do not diminish over time, only healing effects will diminish over time, which means whenever she gets her shield up, that is going to be some extra layer of protection that it's going to drag on perpetually in point war runs. No, but this is not all, okay, because shielding effect is just shielding effects, that's about it. But one thing that I have not yet showcased is her interaction with Everett, and they have a very powerful interaction in my opinion. So let's take a look at why this is the case. So let's see our counter attack, right? We are dealing 10,000 damage or so, like 5,000 per hit, something like that, right? Now let me use my third skill here. Let's get rid of this guy over here. So now that we have our third skill on cooldown, what you notice is that our damage is going to be increased a little bit. So let's hopefully someone attacks my Everett here. There you go. Okay, do you see that? We did have that extra true damage of like 2,300 or something like that, because Ptah's third skill is on cooldown. So because she's on cooldown, there is actually an extra damage of 5% of her max HP onto all of our assist attacks or our pursuit attacks or our counter attacks, all of those included. If you notice, Clara, when she counter attacked, she also did an extra 2,000 plus damage. So this actually increased Everett's counter attack damage from like 10,000 to 12,000 to about between 13 and 14,000 right now, which is a very big improvement to his counter attack damage. It's about 20 to 25% bigger DPS. But another reason why this is so good is because right now, when enemies are trying to speed cleave you, Everett has always been an issue, especially when they were to reset your cooldown. So if they bring aspects like Pritzker, for example, or they bring Nussy to try to like get rid of your buffs, or like try to cooldown reset, stun you, all that kind of stuff, the moment you cooldown reset Everett's third skill and you activate his damage mitigation, that most of the time will stop the cleave entirely. But right now, what you understand is, if they do the same thing and they reset Ptah, that actually puts her third skill on cooldown, which means that whenever Everett counterattacks, he's going to deal a lot more damage right now. So with the increment of the damage that he has, that makes your team less susceptible to speed cleaving, and I think this is going to be a very interesting setup. So let's just try to work around with it and let's see how it works in Point War 18. Now we first have to build her, and the build that I'm thinking of is probably either a Frost set or an Astralis set. I think I'm just going to go with the Frost set for the time being. Okay, so I'm thinking about something like this. I know her accuracy needs to go up a little bit more, but I think in terms of resist, it is doing pretty fine right now. And her HP is only at plus 40k, but the thing is her base HP is like trash, 12k, right? So this is about as good as we can manage with as much defense as we can as well, so that she's a little bit tankier. But aside from that, decent speed, I think that should be good enough. Okay, perfect opportunity over here. Okay, so Scardini here, Point War 18 as well. He has both Nussy and Pritzker together. I think this is going to be just a perfect showcase for us. I mean, it might not be a perfect showcase because we honestly do not know how it's going to turn out to be, but I do feel like we have certain advantages over here. Oh, by the way, her resist lead is so good, right? 40%. That puts her at, what, 100% right now? Yeah, she has 60% resist right now, so plus her own resist lead, that's going to be 100%. Very nice. Okay, in this situation, I would probably normally use my Nussy instead of my Tricky because Tricky is like entirely pointless over here, but I'm just going to keep him here because he's part of my core Espers. It's either him or Nussy or both of them, but I know you guys are going to complain if I use Nussy anyway. So let's take a look at how this works. We're actually going to quick battle this and see what the outcome is first. We actually won! I am surprised because I have not actually tested this out at all. Let's take a look at what happened over here. Okay, there is always like this initial lag for some reason. Okay, so they cooldown reset us, right? We are not going to be able to enjoy the shield that Ptah has, unfortunately. But it is what it is. But right now, whenever we counter attack, we're going to do a lot more damage, right? Counter attack, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my goodness. Nice. Very good chunk of HP gone from height over there. So we just need to pray that we get all our counter attacks in. So it's really good against speed cleaves because they tend to have a lot of AoE damage that is gonna hit height one way or another. So right now we have the damage mitigation from height. We also have the extra DPS coming from Ptah's third skill, the third skill passive when it's on cooldown. Okay, so now Ptah is no longer on cooldown. That's why when we counter attacked, we didn't do an additional 2000 plus damage or something like that. But I think the interesting thing about this is that if she's no longer on cooldown, then she's going to trigger one of her allies to attack, right? Because she has a third skill. Or maybe not. What the heck? Wait. Oh, that's because she was controlled. Okay, so that's another thing. So she needs to have like maybe 100% resistance because as long as she's controlled, like asleep for example, right? You are not going to benefit from her true damage portion. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so even though we are getting cooldown reset like crazy, right? We are being barraged by Pritzker and Nussy, everything. But we are still doing fine. Because, well, okay, so Everett, he don't really care about cooldown reductions. Ptah actually kind of strives a little bit on cooldown reductions when you have her paired with Everett. Ahmed doesn't care at all. His healing is just going to go past everything anyway. I mean, he cannot be cooldown reset. Tricky, yes, he is affected by it. Jinyu Yao, I guess she don't really need to be not cooldown reset because she kind of like gets it back very soon anyway. So it's not really a problem, I guess. So this team is quite good against cooldown reset comps. But I don't think this was a great example of her combination with Everett because she got controlled quite a little bit. So let's just try to look for another team that we can... Okay, wait, hold on. This team is... I think we should still be okay. Let's just check this out. But I kind of hate it because this is going to be a very slow run. So quick battle and we win. We win as well. Okay, but I am a little bit... I honestly don't want to watch the run, so I don't think it's going to be worth our time. I want to find a speed cleave comp and see how we face off against it. Okay, perfect. Look at this. Perfect over here. We have a speed cleave comp. I don't think it's really that dangerous. In fact, I think this is probably not the best way for you to build your speed cleave because it's just lacking a lot of DPS unless the Gabriel is somehow dealing DPS, right? Which maybe that's the case. Okay, so let's just quick battle this. See whether we win or lose. We win. Very nice. Let's take a look at how we did it. Okay, cooldown resets. Nice. We counter attack with the extra 2600 damage. Oh my goodness. Getting clapped so hard. Nice. Okay, so I like to see when our counter attacks like these, right? When it does a lot more damage. That I like to see. Very nice. Yeah. So that is definitely a great way to counter speed cleaves. And possibly countering some of the Nama comps. Because when a Nama attacks, you kill the Nama. Oh my goodness. Chef's kiss. And he's not able to double nuke. Something like that. That is the goal. And there is definitely a lot of room for improvement on this setup here. That's for sure. Because it's not super efficient. Because for one, we are only using Everett in terms of like pursuit attacks or assist attacks. And apart from that, we are just relying a little bit on Avatar procs, which we do have on our Ahmed and our Tricky, so whenever they counter attack, they are still going to benefit a lot from the additional damage that she brings. But I'm just saying that there is still a lot of room for improvement on this comp. And of course, the whole reason why I'm bringing up this strategy here is because a lot of players are having issues with Nussy, right? Like, Nussy is like, oh, you guys are allergic to Nussy or something like that. But if we do have a way, a free-to-play way to effectively counter her, I am actually very excited to see how this might work. Okay, wait, this team does not have any cooldown reset, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to deal with the number there. And here we have another Nussy comp, but it's not a speed cleave comp, so I really don't care too much about it. Okay, this person has been farming me a lot. I'm not sure whether we can even put a chink in the armor, but I think for this case, we might want to have a HP lead instead of a resist lead, right? Alright, let's just check this out. We're just gonna quick battle. I think we're gonna lose because this guy has just been farming me forever. Let's just see how this happened, alright? How did we lose over here? I mean, it's pretty obvious because my team's weakness is a Nama comp. I was already expecting to lose. Ah, I see. Okay, so the unfortunate part is that we didn't counter attack, right? Yeah, I just want to replay this to see what actually happened. Oh, we did counter attack. Okay, so we did counter attack, but we were not able to complete our counter attack because the Nama had to attack first. It is how the stack works. So the Nama attacks with his third skill first, followed by his extra third skill effect, and then our counter attacks come in afterwards. So this will not counter any Nama comps. There is of course one more defense that I'm very excited to test out, which is not this. It is actually this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is going to be one of the harder comps, I would say. There is an R6 Changji, there is an R6 Ethan. We are kind of screwed, and there is a Nussy on top of everything else. So let's just quick battle this. I always lose to this comp. Like, always lose. And we freaking win. Oh my god. I outwilled the whale. Let's take a look at what the hell happened here. Oh my goodness. We didn't even get a cooldown reset, right? We didn't even get a cooldown reset. On Ptah, I mean. I think she just resisted everything. Okay, we got a cooldown reset because of Ethan. Yes. This is the part that I was like very curious to test out. Nice, we got our extra DPS here. And some of you guys might be like, okay, it's just like extra 2k, right? Who gives a shit? But it is true. That's why I say it's more towards anti-cleave comps. It's more towards cleave comps with Pritzker or Nussys. That's about it. But those are very common in like endgame PvP. But yeah, if you're talking about like going against a defensive comp like this, it clearly don't make sense whatsoever. It don't make sense at all because the DPS that you're going to deal is worthless. Maybe another synergy that I see over here is that oh my goodness, Ptah nearly died. When Ptah uses her third skill, she would then call one of my allies to attack alongside, right? And usually these allies, they have something in their kit. So for example, Everett has a stun, Tricky can return debuffs, and he also can stun because he's on the Tyranny set. Ahmed cannot stun because he's not on the Tyranny set, but he has healing, which is great. Junyao has a stun on her first skill as well, which is always nice to have. Okay, so I'm not super sure whether Ptah was the reason why we won, or is it just because we got lucky, or I'm not sure what actually happened. Maybe it's because the Ethan didn't defense break very properly. I'm not super sure why exactly it won, but I like to think that she had some part to play as well. So that's it for this really quick video. I mean, it's not a quick video, it's quite a long video, but that's it for some potential point war toxic endgame meta strategy that could come in the future. I'm not super sure just yet. I'm not super sold on this idea as well. You guys let me know down in the comments below how you feel about this strategy. Does it make sense? Is this something that you guys would be interested in trying out yourselves? I mean, we are not even using our second skill. We're not using our shields at all because we're just getting reset all the time. But yet, we are still doing okay. So let me know if you have any other questions down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Diary Free to Play. And as always, I will see you in the next video.